Don't over leverage. Do the smallest amount. Because if you are consistently pulling out positive results with the smallest leverage possible, following the rules, you will get bored. You will get bored by doing that. And that is the very sweet spot that you're aiming for. When I'm doing 15, 20 contracts in the S&P, am I feeling any more excitement, trepidation, anxiety, concern whether my trade's going to pan out or not versus that or one single contract? No. No. I'm not looking at the money. I do that because you guys like to see it. I don't have that on my charts. When I'm focusing, I'm looking at just the price only. Watching the time and seeing where I'm in terms of price. Is everything still delivering as I would expect, as I teach you? But some of you lose your mind over a demo. Why? That's where you have to dig in. Find out what it is that you're wrestling with. Because you want your results quick. You want to be able to be self-assured. Because listening to these rants by me and listening to videos, they only feel good for the moment while you're listening to it, folks. You might have a little bit of a splash over experience when when the presentations end, and you walk around like, yeah, man, I'm cock strong. I'm walking around. I'm strutting with them. I understand. I feel you, ICT. I feel you, man. Preach. But then it wears off. Why does it wear off? Because you haven't done enough yet. See, some of my students in the past got pissed off and they get offended. Oh, you motherfucker. You don't even know how many weekends I've spent doing this. Okay. Weekends. We said a year minimum. And you're bitching. You're trying to have it your way. Okay. It's ain't Burger King motherfucking mentorship. Okay. It ain't have it your way mentorship here. When you come to me, this is the way it is. I don't bend. I don't change the way I do shit. You bend to these rules or fucking get up the road, man. Go find Mickey Mouse fucking mentorship. Okay. There's a lot of them out there. And when you fuck up and wreck yourself there, you'll be back here. And that's fine. Some of you need that. Some of my better students actually said, fuck it, I can't do this. I said, I got to go. Went and did other shit and came back and said, you know what? That was the best thing I ever could have done. I realized how much all the other shit doesn't make any sense. But some of you just simply are too new. You don't know what else is out there. Go explore it. Go explore it. Go do that. It's important for you to do that. I did it because you'll appreciate it more when you're holding the truth. And that's all I'm doing is laying in your hands the very truth that everybody can't see unless it's shown to them. By example, buttons being pushed, explained in advance, why certain markets are going to be hard. Why is this day likely to fail? I didn't hide those things this year. I told you, these are areas where I don't know yet. I have to wait for more information. Other days, this is what's going to happen. There it is. Week after week after week after week. And for my students, now it's been years after years after years after years. Consistency. Not perfect, but way above the industry standards. And you don't even need to be even close to that to do very well, folks. Your job, okay, your employment doesn't give a flying fuck about you. They might give you employee of the month, give you a fucking parking spot for a fucking week or whatever. You know what? Does that give you back the time that your family lost not having you around them? Fuck no, it doesn't. But because that little bit of a cookie, okay, that little bit of lift you up among your peers, you know what that does? It makes your peers fucking hate your fucking guts. Okay, they hate you. They don't like the fact that you got something better than them for a moment because they're miserable just like you are. So why are you pretending that that's where you want to stay? Why the fuck would anybody want to do that? And you want to go to college to do that for the rest of your life? That's dumb. That's too fucking stupid. It's stupid. Start your own business, man. Start your own business or businesses and invest. That's the way you do it. That's the way you succeed. That's how you beat this world. Okay, that's how you beat this life. That's how you outpace everything. Outpace inflation. I don't give a flying fuck how fucking much gas goes up. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Now, there's people that are hearing that and they're like, man, I can't do this and do that. He's talking. I'm not talking down to you, folks. I'm just telling you a mindset that this gives you. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be wealthy. You just need to be able to live comfortably. And I believe I've laid that in every one of your hands this year with no excuse. None. I've taught you money management, risk management, trade selection, exactly when and how these trades form, when they are likely to fail. What days of the week are they likely to form most? That's all been taught to you. You don't ever need to buy anybody's bullshit ever again. Nothing. You're all waiting for my books. What have you done with what I already given you? What have you done with what has already been laid in your hands this year? Some of you, like my daughter, she wants to go back into college, again. For what? For fucking what? She's a history major. She wanted to be a teacher. Now, she doesn't want to be a teacher, but she wants to go back in and learn other useless fucking things. She wants to be a student. Why? I've been trying to find a way to tell her this without hurting her. But she wants to be a perpetual student because that community feeling that she feels there, that's what she's addicted to. She's addicted to that. And some of you, unfortunately, treat my videos the same way. See, she's not doing anything with the things that she's went to college for. She's a manager for a grocery chain. That's what she does. Didn't learn that in college, but that's what she's doing. She's going up for a promotion, and hopefully she can be a GM that, makes over 6 figures a year. And I hope she's successful. But she's taught me I want to go back into college because she's indoctrinated. She wants to feel safe in. I'm not held to a point of producing anything from this information because, after all, I'm a student. And some of you are staying in that mindset without realizing it yet. And it may not even be just my content. As a trader, there's a moment where you got to take a step and say, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen. I might fail. I might lose money. I might fall flat on my face, but fuck it. It's going to be fucking fun. It's going to be so fucking fun experiencing that because that's what life's all about. You got to get out there and do that. If I was afraid of failing when I was 20 years old, I would have quit. I'm not afraid. Every single time I failed and blew an account when I was 20 years old, it just made me rock hard to want to do it again. I did not look at this and say, oh, what the fuck am I going to do now? Fuck that. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I'm going to go get a part-time job. I'm going to save up some more fucking money and I'm putting money in an account. There you go. That's what I'm doing. I'm not stopping. Fuck that. Because I knew enough to know that if I was losing, someone took that fucking money from me and I'm going to be like them. But I'm going to be like them more times than anybody else. And that's what I set out to be. I wanted to be that person. I wanted to be the man that says, fuck you, you can't have mine, but I'm taking all yours. So you can't stay in that student mindset forever. I'm a student of the game. I'm a student of the markets. Fuck off. You got to step out there. Take a step out there. Experience it. And that's where your real learning occurs. It's scary. I know. And some of you are afraid to fail because you know that you don't want to fail. And you don't know what the reaction is going to be. Are you going to have the same wherewithal to stay with it, even if you fail, maybe once or twice or even 3 times? Are you going to quit? Are you going to change strategies? Are you going to look somewhere else? Because I'm going to tell you something. These motherfuckers out there don't know shit. They don't know anything. Every time I turn on YouTube, the same two yahoos are in there promoting their fucking horse shit. All these ass backwards gurus got it wrong. I'm using these 3 indicators to tell me, fuck off. Get the hell out of here, man. And they're showing charts where the chart barely even moved. And you see what we're doing. We're catching 50, 60, 100 handles in the S&P. Yeah. 400 ticks for the tick counters. You only need one of them a month. What's wrong with that as a model? Beats a day job. I wanted to grab all of you gently at the beginning of the year and shake you and say, wake the fuck up. There is a way to do this. It does not need to be complicated. You don't have to look at all my video library and say, what am I going to do with all this shit? Where do I start with this? I made it really easy. If you ever have a doubt as to where you want to begin with my content, just sit down with any one particular series. Start taking notes. And when you're done with that, think about what it is that comes to mind as a question or questions. And what pursuit of information would you want to delve into more? And log that in your study journal. And then start another series. And some way or shape or form, you're going to find 90% of those questions get answered just by studying more. But see, here's the problem. The millennial mindset is, all right, man, get to the fucking point. I need you to teach me this. Show me how to get rich in a 5-minute video. And if you can't do it, fuck you, you're a fraud. Well, guess what? Enjoy working the rest of your fucking life. Okay? Because number one, I don't owe you shit, number one. 2, that mindset guarantees you're failing. Absolutely guarantees you are failing in trading. Nobody else will tell you that. I will. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about image. I'm not selling shit. I can walk the fucking talk. And here's the bottom line. My students are doing it too. And none of them that are successful right now or succeeding ongoing, none of them had that mindset of, show me, get to the point, 5 minutes, show me how to do it. There it is. I could not have done it any shorter, more to the point than what I've done in 2022. My hand to God, that's the best I can do to make it easy for you. If you can't do that, the problem is you. People are getting funded. People are getting cash payouts. They're making their own money with their own accounts. Okay. It's undeniable, folks. Undeniable. And that's another reason why I did it this year. All the doubters and the clouders. Argue now. Wrestle with it. You don't have to like me. I'm not here for friends. Okay. I don't believe I'm ever going to shake hands with any of you. I'm probably never going to sit down and have a meal with any of you. And your opinion of me doesn't matter. It does not matter. But I am actively interested in your success. I want to see that because 90% of you coming in all have the wrong mindset. All of you coming in want to do well, but 90% of you come in with the wrong way of thinking. And that's why I talk the way I talk in these videos, because I want to break that part down or remove you from the community. You'll do it yourself. You'll say, oh, this guy talks too much shit. Get to the point. Get the fuck up the road. Okay? There you go. That's the point. The point is, if you can't invest the time to know where the problem areas are going to manifest themselves in you, the human being, get the fuck out of here. I don't have any time for you. Don't waste your time. I won't fucking expect you to learn because you won't. But the people that are showing up every day, getting in front of those charts, putting the work in, studying, seeing what has done in the past week, the past month, where are we at in the grand scheme of things? What should these rules imply going forward for the week or the trading session you're looking at right now? And then study that. Log how it feels. Were you fearful? Were you excited? Did you see something that you were expecting to see unfold? And how does that make you fucking feel? You need to log that, because there's going to be days where, hey, you're going to look at something, you're going to feel strongly about a particular outcome, and it won't happen. It'll go the other direction, or it won't do anything at all. And you're going to question yourself. That very moment, you're going to feel like, are they changing the algorithm? Is the system broke? Did ICT teach too many people? Oh, fuck. That is the silliest shit I've ever heard. Listen, folks, you need to know what it feels like to do it wrong. That's all it is. You did it wrong. When I lose money, when I put a trade on and I lose money, okay, whose fault is that? Mine. 100% mine. I did something wrong. How hard is that for you to accept for yourself? For some of you, it's impossible. You want to fault everyone else and everything. And I did that too as a 20-year-old. These guys wrote a book. For fuck's sake, it's got to be the fucking truth. It was illegal in my mind for anyone to write a book about trading if it wasn't real. Now, that's naive, but that's how I looked at things. They can't let these people put that kind of shit in print if it wasn't real. Yeah, I was a naive young man, wasn't I? So I can sympathize with some of you when you come to the realization this is a little bit harder than you thought it was going to be, because it was a little bit of a culture shock for me as well, how much I was going to have to invest into it. Not in the money. I can care less about that, because I knew the outcome would take care of that. But the amount of emotional and psychological investment in myself when I wasn't seeing initial success, that was hard. That was hard. And I know that's the reason why you like the community here, because we're all like-minded. We have a hive mentality. We think everything else retail is bullshit, and we're focusing on sets of rules that repeat. And it looks complicated to everyone else, but it's really not that complicated. But we can see it. We can understand why it's happening. We understand and accept there's manipulation in the marketplace. We're not bitching and crying about it. Oh, they stopped me out, these fucking market makers. No, what? Keep doing what you're doing. That's the edge. You want to keep these guys in that position. Why would you want them not doing that? That's what makes the world go round. That's what puts the Willy and the Wonka in this chocolate factory. But it's hard. I know it's hard to dig deep when you don't see the success or the outcomes that you wanted to see as early as you're hoping to see them. But I'm here to remind you that this is a lifestyle that you've chosen. This is not a hobby. This is not a weekend warrior, National Guard type thing where you only go out there once in a while on a part-time. No, you live this. You live it. That doesn't mean you strap up and you go out there every single day and try to take a trade. That's not what I'm saying. But once you know what you're doing, when you should be seated in front of your charts, you should be there. If there's no high or medium impact news, why the fuck are you looking at your chart? Why are you looking at it? The first thing you're looking for is manipulation. That's what you're looking for. So if there is no high or medium impact news driver for that market you're looking at that day, what should happen? Well, whatever's in motion is likely to continue. What do I mean by that? If it's bullish, if it's been bullish for a couple of days and they haven't ran a buy side liquidity pool yet, just expect that to continue to be the narrative. But when there's high or medium impact news, expect some kind of flurry of contrarian view to enter the marketplace. It doesn't necessarily mean a reversal. It just means that there's going to be a lot of volatility, and that in itself produces and invites a new opportunity for you to take a trade. So going forward, in closing, because now these guys are back from lunch, trying to beat the walls down in here. I will be doing live sessions on YouTube talking about the marketplace at real time data. Okay, I'll be quizzing you, asking if you see this, what do you think it's going to likely do? I'll point to where I think it's going to go. That's not a trade. That's not an entry. That's not a stop. And I don't give a fuck if that makes you mad. I've already explained why I'm not going to go into that level of detail. But hey, some of you want to see bias. Bias, bias, bias. If I have just a bias ICT, please help me ICT with the bias. I've already done that. Okay, I've already done it. Where I'm wrong, well, CPI, PPI, and FOMC, and non-farm payroll. Those are carnival rides. That's the reason why I teach my students not to do them. And to prove it, you saw it happen just recently. No problem. Wait for the dust to settle. Still took a trade. Beautiful. But some of you, even with live sessions, even with me outlining where the market's likely to go, will not be satisfied in 2023. And I want you to listen close. Okay, sit down. If we were in the same room right now, I'd take your hand in my hand right now. I'd look you in your eyes and I'd say, go fuck yourself. I don't give a fuck if you like what I've done or don't do. Okay, I'm not obligated to you. I'm going to do what I think is right for my students. And if you think that way, you're not a student, so I don't give a flying fuck. Okay, so there we go. So in 2023, shit's about to get real. You're going to see things you haven't seen yet. I'm going to have some new toys released into the industry. I'll show you some things that I've kept tucked away. I'll demonstrate some things I won't be teaching that will absolutely kick the shit out of everybody. And I'll just do a clinic on how these markets really work and how a market maker really operates. So I want you to enjoy your holiday season. I want you to rest up. If you've had some difficulties in the last month and a half, 2 months, that's fine. I've had no bias because of all of the extra risk in the market, all these things that we're all dealing with sentiment-wise. We're coming towards the end of the year. There isn't a lot of risk that's being taken by large investors and deep pools of liquidity. So you have to be what? You have to be very nimble and intraday trader only. Don't be mad about not missing, or don't be mad about missing rather, any price runs. Don't be upset about that. Forgive yourself for that. I'm not looking at the chart saying, oh, I wish I would have. No, because I know what I'm looking for is going to repeat, and that's plenty. And that gets back to that list of the things that keeps you from being successful. Where are you in those three things? You're holding yourself back. You have unrealistic expectations, and you're doing too much, which invites fear and greed to be impactful in your decision making. All of those things are deeply rooted in who? Me? No. Somebody else is a mentor? Nope. It's you. It's always been you. And you can get a case of the ass and say, oh, this guy's a dick. He takes no responsibility for anything he does. Everybody's the reason why they fail. Yes, nailed it perfectly. You are the reason why you failed. I was the reason why I failed. And I was the reason why when I changed certain things, I didn't have those same failures. I still had failures, but I had no more reoccurrence of the same things I was failing with as I did when I was a 20-year-old trader. So rest up, enjoy your holidays. You want to look at the charts? Go right ahead. Okay. My charts are off. I don't have them open. I can't answer any questions about charting because I'm not going to look at them. The first Tuesday of February, that's when my charts are going to come up. Okay. Now, what would change that? If Bitcoin goes below 10,000, I'm going to look at the charts. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to throw that in there. No extra charge. But apart from that, I'm not interested in looking at anything. Okay. I'm not looking at anything. I don't care what the markets are doing. I'm going to enjoy the holidays, and I would hope you would do the same thing. I'm going to be resting. I'm going to be reading, and I'm just going to be just everything outside the market. Okay. So that's where we're at. I'm not going to be answering any questions. I'm not going to be digging into any forums, private group. Okay. I'm letting you build your question log up. Go in there and build up all the areas I've given you access to and have them there for me so I can go to town in February. But it'll only be 2 days a week that I do something live, and it'll be basically dictated by my personal schedule and the calendar. So if there's a higher medium impact news event, we'll be in there watching that. It will not be a whole day thing, just highlighting a small little area in market price action, and then we'll study that over the shoulder of ICT. Okay. But I promise there's going to be some amazing things taught to you coming up in 2023. You're going to see some really cool shit, stuff that you ain't never seen before, and I'm excited to share it with you.